Hey everyone, this is Shahid Iqbal with Rang Film Festival. This year's podcast are sponsored by American Urdu.tv. और आज हमारे साथ हैं आयशा इकबाल. She is a Houstonian but now lives in California. And when she found out about Rang Film Festival, she just ran over back to Houston. And I think your mother lives here too.
Yes, I definitely ran back here. I said,
So that's your Mecca.
it is.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom is here, so this is always going to be home.
Oh my God. So, और इन्होंने अभी एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री पे काम किया है, White Hair Don't Care. और this is all about aging, gender issues, beauty standards, and so on and so forth. So, Aisha, कैसे ये आइडिया आया? कहीं से सुना था, कहीं से इंस्पायर हुई थी, या अपने आप को एक दिन शीशे में देखा और कहा कि यार ये इसी पे लिखते हैं?
That's literally what happened. Kyunki
Oh, shit, really?
it literally happened that way.
Oh, wow.
In March 2021, I work in advertising, and they find a reason to turn everything into a marketing event. And so March 2021, for Women's History Month, the company decided that they wanted to talk about what are we choosing to challenge. So they posed this question to women across the company. And this is post-COVID world. So constantly on video calls. And at that time, I'd been coloring my hair. I started graying in my 20s. And back then, I didn't care. I've had a very lazy relationship with beauty. But in my mid-30s, probably had some kind of crisis. I was like, oh my gosh, if I need to get ahead in the world and in life, I should color my hair. I should get beautiful. But in 2021, when this question was posed, I said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I want to go back to the person that I was. So I stopped coloring my hair. And it was a really interesting experience. Obviously for my family, they were all like, well, what are you doing? Especially my mom. She was like, Beta, you have such a fresh face still. Why are you doing this to yourself? And, from her perspective, she's trying to protect me. A mother protects her daughter by just helping her understand things that, from her perspective. So that was her way. But I continued on. But I was also getting comments from strangers. They were like, wow, you look really great. Did you dye your hair that way? And so the more I got those comments, I was just like, why aren't more women doing this? And that started the journey. And the film's title is #WhiteHairDon'tCare. And there's two reasons for that. One is because this project literally started on social media. I went to TikTok, because that's where the young bache are. And I wanted to hear from them, what do they think about, seeing a woman who is very blatantly not following traditional beauty standards. And also because the second reason is the impact of social media on our lives, on every facet of our lives. So the title itself is an ode to that. So I spent 100 days on TikTok showing myself, talking about this. And the biggest insight that I got was the young women who had a positive outlook on aging are the ones who saw examples of this in their lives. Their mothers, their sisters, their cousins, their friends. These women were like, I can't wait for my gray hair to come out. I can't wait to age because, I'm seeing such positive examples around me. So I walked away from that 100-day example. I was like, okay, we need to put more examples out there. And so I bumped along trying to find avenues. I'm not a filmmaker by training or by experience, anything. I've just had a desire to tell a story. So I tried public speaking. That didn't work. I was depressed for about a month. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to make a short film. So I made a proof of concept. It was 4 minutes, literally 3 minutes and 52 seconds. And it was about my own experiences with this. I submitted it to film festivals. It got screened. I got awarded. But it was this one film festival in April 2024. They came to me. The festival director called me and he said, hey, your film is in the audience choice slot and it's getting a lot of great, votes. Keep telling your friends and family to come join and vote. And in my head, I was like, I haven't told anyone about this. These are strangers who are voting for my film. So when I got that award in the mail, I call it Boscar. It's my baby Oscar. And I saw it. I said, okay, I'm going to do something with this. And so May 2024 is when I started on my broader vision. So White Hair Don't Care, A New Era in Beauty. It's a 24-minute long short film. I just completed it end of January. I couldn't make the wrong submission deadline.
My next question was that.
I just missed it because I got connected to Yusuf, I think early Feb.
Yeah.
And I said, dang it, I can't submit the film, but please, I have value to add. Can I still come? Can I still participate? So that is the film, the purpose of it, as you mentioned, is tackling the topic of gendered ageism. And what I mean by that is we all experience ageism, men and women.
Men and women.
But there's different flavors of it. And for women, I wanted to explore that. And so the focal point is obviously hair because it's the most visible aspect of aging. From across the room, you can't see my wrinkles, but you can see my white hair. And so that's why I wanted to tackle it. And it's also because when I leave here, in 30 minutes, I could color my hair, come back, and I'm a totally different person. Mm-hmm. So that's why I wanted to tackle it with the topic of hair. But it's more importantly, given my background in advertising, I keep saying this, I shouldn't say this, but it's just like, sometimes I feel like I'm doing the devil's work. You know, I'm helping this machine go out and tell people where to spend their money on things that they may not need. But in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that advertising can do good for the world.
It can do good too.
So much good for the world it can. Good. Yeah. And so this is my way of starting that, at least for myself. Like, what can we do? So this movie, it also talks mostly about like, what is the impact that the advertising and beauty industries have had on creating these ageist beauty standards. And so that's the focal point that I'm bringing to this.
So I think if you talk about where the industry, is there a fear of industry hijacking this idea, or?
I think there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made.
Because wherever there's money, you know, it's
the way to make change is to impact someone's pocketbook. If you impact where they're getting the money, how much money they're getting, that's where real change comes in. And unfortunately, there's a lot of money to be made by making people afraid of aging. It is a lifelong battle to conceal aging because we continue to age. And so there's always some product that is going to be pushed down our throat.
It doesn't stop.
So there's a lot of money to be made on this. So having a voice and an opinion saying, hey guys, accept your natural aging process. That's an option. You know, I hope that it's a problem for some brands, that I hope White Hair Don't Care creates some problem in the industry, because then that means that it's having the impact that I want it to have. But I also want to keep my job. So it's kind of a balance that I have to strike.
Wow, what a balance. Eh? It's just like the white and gray and black, right? So now that you have delved into filming or storytelling, how are the next 3 to 5 years looking like for Aishah?
So
because it's going to get grayer and grayer and grayer.
It's going to get grayer and grayer and grayer. I'm hoping. So right now the film is complete. And what I've stated is like, this is where the real work starts. It was relatively easy to get the film done, but the real work is in getting it out into the world, getting it out in front of people. I did a private screening of it in Oakland, California in early March. And the feedback was just amazing. I mean, there were young people there in their early 30s, late 20s. And the feedback that they gave was just like, I'm not afraid of aging anymore. Oh, that filled my heart immensely. And so what I want to do now, what I'm working on now, is finding paths that I want the film to be released at scale and to be, watched at scale. But obviously that doesn't happen overnight. And I'm learning. I'm a beginner in this space. And so that's why coming to Rung has helped me immensely. I'm continuing to learn. I'm exposed to people who, are a lot more experienced in various ways. And I want to learn from them. But even beyond White Hair Don't Care, I want to take this 24-minute short and actually create a docuseries out of it. Because there are many aspects of beauty and aging that need to and can be addressed. But even beyond that, I have another idea related to advertising. What I want to do is I want to create stories and connect them to how advertising has impacted them. So the next topic that I want to explore after I've delved into the beauty topic is children and propaganda. So, the events that are happening in Gaza and Palestine, social media feeds have been flooded with, oh, look at the children dying, or, let's do for the children. I feel like we put children up on a pedestal when we want something done, when we need money, when we need laws to change. But in everyday life, no one gives a shit about children.
No.
It's like, because in the US, like, where's childcare? What about the foster system? And, all of these things. So that's an idea in my head. And the story, I need to work on the story around it, because again, the way you tell the story, the impact that I want it to have, and I have to be very delicate about this because it's related to children. So it's percolating in my head.
Absolutely. I think if your ideas would not percolate more even at a film festival, then हमारी film festival को कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ, right? So no, thank you very much. I mean, I know you have a panel tomorrow that you are being a part of, breaking through, and what does it mean? And we are trying to break through in the festival scene at the same time, but I'm just so blown away. Just so blown away that you are really, you are challenging status quo. You are challenging age-old questions about, turning gray. And
I see what you did there. Age-old question.
Age-old question. Yeah. No, thank you so much. So, last but not least, give us any feedback about Rang Film Festival. What could we do better? कहाँ पे हमसे गलती हुई है? क्या अच्छा है? क्या अच्छा और कर सकते हैं? Just a very candid review.
We need more of it. And it's a great start to be here in Houston. And I think the future of Rang should follow where are the pockets of Pakistanis elsewhere in the US, and just follow that. And I pray and I hope that you guys continue to grow and you guys can show up in those spaces like New York, LA, and
we're ready, because someone just was talking to me about two possibilities, Toronto and Atlanta. And nobody has offered the West Coast. So we could do a mini.
What good is Yusuf? Can
you believe it?
Yeah.
Can you believe
it? No, you need to get back to him and say, hey, guy, you need to pull your weight over here.
Yeah. So Yusuf and Aishah, just get to it now. ठीक है ना?
Okay, fine.
If Atlanta is putting itself out, Toronto is putting itself out, the West Coast need to.
Okay.
Zabardast. So we're going to do like a mini version of Rang Film Festival, like a day long, with maybe 4 or 5 films, a couple of panels, networking time. I think it'd be a good start to take it anywhere and everywhere.
I'm excited for you guys.
Wonderful. I'm excited just talking about it because then someone else will be working as hard as I do in Houston. So no. Thank you very much for opening up yourself and about your film, and we wish you all the best. And anything we can do to further your film, let us know.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.